there is no one around you. Okay, is the screen visible now clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So we will be starting with unit number one today. That is, please call me Beth. But before we move to the unit, let's start with our introductions. We have Isha, Prasad, and Sureka ma'am. Correct? Isha, let's start with your introduction.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening,
Good evening.
everyone. My
Good
name is
evening.
Isha.
Hmm,
Yes, currently I'm working with Max Life Insurance. That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sureka ma'am.
Yes, myself, Dr. Surekha. I am a gynecologist working as a professor in medical college.
Great. Prasad, I can't see you on camera. Quickly turn on your camera.
Actually, right now I'm in office, ma'am, so not able to switch on the camera. So is it okay, or else I will exit the meeting?
For today, it's fine, but from tomorrow, make sure
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have your
From
camera on.
tomorrow onwards, I will leave attend at from my home only. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, please do that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. Good evening, all. This is Prasad. Basically, I'm from Nasik, and currently I'm working in Eton in Magapatta. Yeah.
Great. Most of you know me already. I'm Susmita. I am going to be your trainer for the whole course, of course. Okay. So, to give you a brief introduction about me, I am a soft skills trainer. I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a post trainer as well. And of course, I'm an ESL expert, that is English as a second language expert. And overall, I have 8+ years of work experience, now almost nine, I would say. I started my career with consumer-centric fields. So then I started working in a university. I was working in MIT ADT University for 3.5 years, where I also got an opportunity to become a Cambridge speaking examiner. So you might know that most of the English tests, English proficiency tests, which are there, just like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, there are many English proficiency tests. So when they have these kind of tests, they assess your speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Correct? So when they assess your speaking, they need an examiner, live examiner in front of them. Correct? So that's where my part comes in, I would say. And then other than that, I have also done my MBA in IT. I have also done my master's in TESOL, that is Masters in Teaching English to the Speakers of Other Language from a UK-based institute. I am currently doing my MA in English and I'm also preparing for PhD. And of course, I keep giving a lot of examinations, just like that. And yeah, that's a bit about me. I also work as freelance recruiter, where I help MNCs in their assessing the candidate, whether they are the right candidates for the global profile according to their communication skills. That is also something that I do additionally, other than handling my institute, which is the Susmita's classes, which you already know about. We have been in the industry for more than 5 years now. And we started in online mode, but then we moved to offline mode in 2022, that is after the COVID period. But again, because of rainy season, these 2 months we have only online batches ongoing because in rainy season no student turns up in the classroom. It starts raining and then they just give reasons. Correct. So that is the reason. So that's a bit about us. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions? That's my brief introduction. बाकी सारे details आप मेरे LinkedIn profile पे या फिर you might have my visiting card in your on your WhatsApp. Just check that. Okay. So let's get started. The first thing that we have over here is please, like the unit number one, which is called Please Call Me Beth. What do we mean by Please Call Me Beth? कि मुझे Beth करके बुलाओ. Beth is her nickname. It starts with capital B, so we know that it's a proper noun. Okay. Now, one more thing that I wanted to tell you, हम कभी भी अपना introduction myself से नहीं देते हैं. Okay. Remember that. I will not say myself Susmita. That's incorrect English. That's very Indian way of saying introducing ourselves. Okay. I will either say my name is Susmita, I will say I am Susmita, or max to max I can say this is Susmita. Again, this side Susmita is also Indian English, but this side फिर भी चल जाता है इतना odd नहीं लगता है. Okay, but usually myself हम use करते हैं myself ये word use करते हैं खुद से ये बोलने के लिए. Okay, for example, if I say I made this PPT myself, मतलब मैंने खुद से ये PPT बनाई है. I have not taken it from somewhere. Correct? So that's when I will use myself. So we use the word myself to reflect back to the subject. Okay, which is I. I made this PPT myself. But मैं ऐसे खुद से सुष्मिता हूँ बोल सकती हूँ क्या? Can I say that? Yes, no. Guys, respond.
No.
It's
No.
no.
Right? So that's why it's wrong English. I will say my name is Susmita or I am Susmita. ये दो better ways है of introducing ourselves. Understood?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Now first thing that we have over here is the conversation. We are quickly going to look at the conversation, but before we move to the conversation, I want you guys to look at the picture which is on the right. Okay, look at the picture on the right and tell me what do you think? Where are they? Sureka ma'am, settle ho jaiye. What do you think? Where are they? And how old are they? And what do you think? What do they do? मतलब वो student है कि working professionals है कि क्या है? What do you think?
Yeah, they are working professional.
They are working professionals. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do others think?
They are doing some parties there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other suggestions or guesses?
Basically, it's an international club party. They are mentioned in the backside international club. So
Mm-hmm. What do we mean by international club?
it's one association like that. Like
Okay. Any other guesses, Isha ma'am? Isha, Surika ma'am? No? Okay, no problem. Now I want you guys to
No.
quickly read the conversation. I want, as we have Isha and Sureka ma'am with cameras on, I want you both to read the conversation. Isha, you can be David, and Sureka ma'am, you can be Beth. Okay? It's Elizabeth and
Okay.
David Garza. Elizabeth Silva and David Garza, the pronunciation of the names. Okay? Read the conversation loudly. Isha, you can start.
Hello, hello. I am David Garza. I am a new club member.
Sureka ma'am, you are on mute.
Yes. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Silva, but please call me Beth.
Isha, you are on mute. Isha.
Okay, where are you from, Beth?
Brazil. How about you?
I'm from Mexico.
Uh, oh, I love Mexico. It's really beautiful.
Mexico. It's Mexico. Hmm.
Mexico. Sorry.
Hmm. Please continue.
Oh, good. Send here.
Who's from he?
She's my classmate. We are in the same math class.
Where is she? Where is she from?
South Korea. Let's go and say hello. Sorry, what you last?
What is
I
your
can't
last
see.
name?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. I am unable to see that, ma'am. I'm adjusting my screen.
Garza.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Garza.
Sorry, what
Sorry.
is your
Very
last?
sorry.
No problem, no problem. I'll continue. Sorry, what is your last name again? Garcia? Now Isha will say.
It's Gaza.
Very good. How do you spell that?
Garza.
Very good. Okay. Now, from the conversation, we understand over here that they are not working professionals, but they are students over here. Okay. Now, you might know when you go to foreign universities, these universities have various clubs. Even in India, our universities have various clubs, right? We have drama club, we have literary club, we have music club, we have book club. These kind of clubs exist. ये हम क्लब पब वाला क्लब नहीं बोल रहे, ठीक है, हम पब वाला क्लब नहीं बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पर. वी आर सेइंग दी स्कूल और यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल क्लब्स. ओके. Now, in the start of the conversation, we can see that David is introducing himself and he is giving a bit of information about himself. I am David Gaza. I am a new club member. Then Beth says, Hi, I am Elizabeth Silva, but please call me Beth. Because, of course, Elizabeth is a very big name, right? So she is saying, Please call me Beth. A short name. So he says, So where are you from, Beth? मतलब कहाँ से हो? So she says, Brazil. How about you? How about you मतलब क्या? कि आप कहाँ से हो? Okay, then he says, I'm from Mexico. Then she says, I love Mexico. It is really beautiful. Now, this is understandable to all of us, right? Then, over here, in the first part of the conversation, we can see that these two are talking to each other about each other, correct? वो एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे के बारे में. So, in this conversation, only two people are involved right now, first person and second person. As they are conversing, first person and the second person keeps changing. First person is nothing but the speaker. जो बात कर रहा है, that person is the first person. Okay, now I am speaking, so I am the first person. You are listening, so you are the second person. But as soon as you start speaking, you become the first person and I become the second person. Okay, so the words that I will use for first person are I and we. I am speaking, we are learning. Okay, देन आता है हमारा सेकंड पर्सन. सेकंड पर्सन में आई विल से यू आर लिसनिंग. करेक्ट, यू आर लिसनिंग टू मी. Okay. Now, in the second part of the conversation, we can see that they are talking to each other, but they are talking about Sanhi. They are not talking about themselves. Correct? That becomes, Sanhi becomes the third person over here. कि वो किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. Third person is nothing but the person that we are talking about. Okay. For example, I can say, if Surekha ma'am came late, I would have said Surekha ma'am came late today. Okay, so I'm taking her name. I'm considering her third person who is not involved in the conversation. Third person can be involved in the conversation also, but most of the times when that person is not involved, that is when we take the name of that person and say. Okay, so here she says Sunny is here. मतलब अच्छा हुआ सनी आ गई. ठीक है. So वो पूछता है who is Sunny because of course he is a new member over here. He doesn't know anyone, right? So she says she is my classmate. We are in the same math class. So he asks where is she from? तो अभी वो उसके सनी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं कि सनी कहाँ से है. Where is she from? South Korea. Let's go and say hello. मतलब चलो उसको जाके hello बोलते हैं. Then here, of course, she will introduce David. So she has forgotten his last name over here. So she asks it politely. Sorry, what is your last name again? And she says Garcia. He says actually it is Garza. अभी of course जब भी odd pronunciation आता है, odd surname आता है, we all get confused with it. Right? So same way even she has got confused. She says, how do you spell that? Usually हमें spelling से समझ में आता है, right? कि कैसे pronunciation करते हैं. So he spells it out for her by saying Garz. Okay. Now we will quickly listen to the same conversation to understand whatever I explained just now in a better way. Okay. But when you listen to the conversation, pay attention to the intonations also. Intonation मतलब हमारा आवाज ऊपर नीचे कैसे जाता है while speaking. ठीक है?
Okay.
Unit 1.
Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Please call me Beth. Page 2, Exercise 1, Conversation. Where are you from? Listen and practice.
Hello, I'm David Garza. I'm a new club member.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Silva, but please call me Beth.
Okay. Where are you from, Beth?
Brazil. How about you?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh, I love Mexico. It's really beautiful. Oh, good. Sun Hee is here.
Whose son he?
She's my classmate. We're in the same math class.
Where's she from?
South Korea. Let's go and say hello. Sorry, what's your last name again? Garcia?
Actually, it's Garza.
How do you spell that?
Garza.
Page 2,
Okay, understood? Okay. Now,
exercise Unit 1.
one second. Now over here we have second part of the conversation. Okay. Here Sunny is meeting Beth and David. So basically she's meeting David for the first time. Okay. So Beth is introducing David to Sunny. Okay. I want you guys to quickly read the conversation again. Beth ka part I will read. Sunny ka part Sureka ma'am you continue and Isha you continue with
Yes.
David. Okay. Sunny, this is David Garza. He's a new club member from Mexico.
Nice to meet you, David. I am the Sun He Park.
I am Sunny Park. Dani. I am Sunny Park.
Huh. I am the
Hi,
Sun
so
He Park. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry.
you are from South Korea.
That's right. I am from the
द नहीं है
Seoul.
द नहीं है
Seoul.
कहीं पर भी आई एम फ्रॉम सोल
Okay, I am from Seoul. Okay, ma'am.
That's cool. What's Seoul like?
It's really nice. It is very exciting city.
वेरी गुड डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज सोल से सब लोग कंफ्यूज होते हैं ओके बिकॉज ई है ना बीच में सो एवरीवन थिंक्स द प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज सेउल ओके इवन आई व्हेन आई केम अक्रॉस इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम आई आल्सो प्रोनाउंस्ड इट द सेम सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट पार्ट सी प्रॉपर नाउंस ना प्रॉपर नाउंस मतलब क्या रहता है कि नेम्स ऑफ पीपल प्लेसेस ठीक है वो प्रॉपर नाउन में आ जाता है फॉर एग्जाम्पल सुरेखा दैट्स अ प्रॉपर नाउन दैट्स योर नेम करेक्ट ईशा दैट्स योर नेम इट्स अ प्रॉपर नाउन सेम विद सुस्मिता सुस्मिता's classes इट्स अ प्रॉपर नाउन ठीक है वो हमेशा कैपिटल लेटर से स्टार्ट होते हैं अभी प्रॉपर नाउन का ना थोड़ा सा ऐसा रूल है कि इट डज नॉट फॉलो द स्पेलिंग रूल ओके इट फॉलोज द प्रोनाउंसिएशन ऑफ दैट पर्सन मतलब जो पर्सन वो प्रोनाउंसिएशन करना चाहे ना वो कर सकता है many movies also you might have observed many people pronounce their name in a different way correct for example कौन सा कभी कभी अदिति वाला कौन सा मूवी था उसमें भी वो जय का जे बोलता है उसमें नहीं है कोई तो और मूवी में है वो जय का जे करके प्रोनाउंसिएशन करता है करेक्ट सम मूवी आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द नेम ऑफ दैट मूवी इन पर्टिकुलर so we follow the rule that whatever the pronunciation rule is of that name ठीक है that is why you will observe many words which don't follow the spelling rule as such ठीक है तो उसी वजह से अभी और मुझे नाम का याद नहीं आ रहा है कोई I'll give you a few examples later as I remember. Okay, but that's what I wanted to highlight mainly कि नाम जो होते हैं वो लोगों के हिसाब से उसके प्रोनाउंसिएशन चेंज हो सकते हैं ठीक है सो डोंट गो विद दैट क्योंकि स्पेलिंग ऐसे दिख रही है इसके लिए मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ऐसे है एंड इट्स ओके इफ यू मेक मिस्टेक्स आल्सो बिकॉज वी विल कम अक्रॉस मेनी नेम्स इन दिस book that we are going to refer okay all the names will have different pronunciations I am there to help you with that ठीक है don't worry. Now the conversation was pretty easy. Here, Beth is introducing David to Sunny. Now, here, the most important part that we have is the etiquette that we follow whenever we are introducing to people. Okay. Now, there are two things that we need to remember whenever we are introducing to people. Okay. First thing that whenever we introduce someone, after telling the name of that person, I will tell something which is common between both people also. For example, uh, if I am introducing Sureka ma'am to Isha or vice versa, I will tell something which is common between both of them. say if both of you like Shah Rukh Khan, I will say, oh, even Surekha ma'am like Shah Rukh Khan. मुझे पता है कि ईशा को शाहरुख खान पसंद है करके, तो मैं बोलूंगी सुरेखा मैम को भी शाहरुख खान पसंद है. Why? Because when you two meet, there should be something common between you two that you get to speak on. Correct? कुछ बात करने के लिए टॉपिक मिलना चाहिए ना. Now for this, I say usually imagine that you are hosting a party. Okay, if you are hosting a party at your place or any kind of get together at your place, you can't actually keep talking to all the people that you are introducing, correct? And there will be people who don't know each other. For example, कुछ friends रहेंगे, कुछ colleagues रहेंगे. तो colleagues और friends एक दूसरे को जानते हैं, not necessary, right? तो you will introduce them, you will tell something which is common between them, and you will move on from that conversation. Okay, you will let them talk among themselves. ठीक है, इसके लिए ये रूल थोड़ा सा अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. अनदर रूल दैट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर इज और नो इज, आई वुड से, whoever is senior, you will introduce that person first. Okay, so usually when we introduce people, it's mostly in office settings, correct? So say if we have our boss and a new employee who has joined, I will introduce my boss first. Okay, because boss वहां पर senior है, right? And जो new employee join किया है, say he is working at your level, then you will introduce your boss first because he is the senior one over there. And then you will introduce your new colleague or new employee. Okay, max to max I can do is I can take the name of that colleague and I can uh, say, David, this is our boss, say Elizabeth. Correct? That is how you will introduce. Another rule, same way, say you are in informal setting where your parents are involved. Okay, your parents are there and your friends are there. So of course you will introduce your parents first. Okay, because of course your parents are senior over here, your parents are elder to all of us over here. Correct? Same way, अगर समझो तुम्हारे parents and boss है and you are introducing them to each other. Of course you will introduce your boss first. Okay, because parents तो अपने ही है ना, समझ जाएंगे. Correct? So that is the etiquette that we follow whenever we are introducing. ठीक है? So here same way, Sunny is following the same, I would say. Beth, she knows Sunny already. So she is introducing David Garza. As I said, max to max, you can take the name of that person. So she is taking the name of Sunny by saying, Sunny, this is David Garza. He's a new club member from Mexico. So now they all are in a club. So she is introducing. Then Sunny says, nice to meet you, David. Nice to meet you मतलब क्या? तुमसे मिलके अच्छा लगा. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice talking to you. These are the phrases that we usually use whenever we meet someone new. Okay. Then here she says, I am Sunhee Park. So she's telling her full name. Then, so you're from South Korea? Because you already knows that information. So she's like, that's right. I'm from Seoul. Seoul is capital city of South Korea. Okay. तो हमें भी कोई पूछता है क्या तुम इंडिया से हो तो हम और ज्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन देते हैं ना यस मैं महाराष्ट्र से हूँ या फिर मैं पुणे से हूँ. Correct? Same way, she is also giving information. So he asks, what is soul like? Now, this is a very odd question structure which we don't use in India very often. What is dash dash like? ये हम स्ट्रक्चर यूज करते हैं ये पूछने के लिए कि कोई चीज कैसी है या फिर उस चीज का नेचर या फिर बिहेवियर कैसा है. Okay, so now this is a non-living thing. So he's asking, how is the nature of that place? Okay, how is that place basically? अब ये सेम वे हम पर्सन के बारे में पूछ सकते हैं. आई कैन सिंपली आस्क व्हाट इज ईशा लाइक. ओके, सो मैं ये नहीं पूछ रही हूँ कि ईशा को क्या पसंद है, मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ कि ईशा एज अ पर्सन कैसी है. ओके, व्हाट इज हर नेचर, व्हाट इज हर बिहेवियर. सो आई कैन से ओके शी इज वेरी टॉकेटिव, शी इज वेरी शाय, शी इज वेरी प्रिटी. ऐसे करके आई कैन एक्सप्लेन. ठीक है. Then for city, here she is explaining by saying, it is really nice. It is a very exciting city. Clear? Any confusion?
Yes, ma'am. No confusion.
Okay. Okay. आज का जो conversation वो एकदम basic लग सकता है because this is the first unit that we are looking at. We start with very basic where we in unit number 1 we look at basic sentence structures to understand how to frame sentences in English. Our actual study starts from unit number 2. ठीक है. But unit 1 is also very important because it sets the basic for us. It clears whatever concepts we already know. ठीक है. यूनिट 2 को भी बहुत लोगों को इजी लगता है because over there we start with tenses and we look at simple present tense, we talk about verb, but trust me, these two units are the foundation of our course. Okay, now we are quickly going to listen to the same conversation. Pay attention. Yeah.
Page 3, Exercise 3, Conversation. What's soul like? Part A. Listen and practice.
Sunhee, this is David Garza. He's a new club member from Mexico.
Nice to meet you, David. I'm Sun-hee Park.
Hi. So you're from South Korea?
That's right. I'm from Seoul.
That's cool. What's Seoul like?
It's really nice. It's a very exciting city.
Page
Okay, now we are going to listen to the second part of the conversation. Here we are just going to listen. ये कहीं पर भी लिखा हुआ नहीं है. Okay, we are going to listen to the second part of the conversation and you have to focus on the question, what city is David from and what is it like? मतलब वो city कैसी है? Okay, and you have to try to tell me the answer at the end of it. Okay.
3, Exercise 3, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What city is David from? What's it like?
One second. Okay.
Page 3, Exercise 3, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What city is David from? What's it like?
So, David, where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Really? What city?
Mexico City.
Wow. What's it like there?
Well, it's a big city and very busy, but I like it a lot.
Okay. What city is David from and what is it like?
Mexico.
Sorry.
Big city and busy.
It is a big city and a very busy city. And David is from
Big
Mexico City. Okay, Mexico and Mexico City. That is the name of the city that he belongs to. Yeah, clear? Okay. Now moving to the grammar part that we have for today. As I told you, in this unit, we start with very basics. We look at types of statements that we have. We look at first person, second person, जो मैंने already explain कर दिया है, correct? And then we have types of statements. Mainly, we have three types of statements that we should know because we will be referring to them again and again. First is positive statement, which is a normal statement. Now, whenever we make a sentence in English, the sentence structure that we follow is subject, verb, object. That is the sentence structure that we follow in English. Okay. Then next we have negative statements. Negative statements are nothing but whenever we use the word not in the sentence. हम मराठी या हिंदी में इसको नकारात्मक sentence बोलते हैं. Okay. Then we have interrogative statement. Interrogative statement is nothing again the questions that we ask. Now, when we ask questions, we have two types of questions. Now, I'm going to ask question and you are going to answer, and with that example, I'm going to explain. Where are you from, Isha?
I'm from MP.
From MP. Okay. Now, second question. Remember your answer. Okay. Keep your answer in your mind. Uh, Sureka ma'am, are you from Pune?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, when I ask the question to Isha gave me an explanatory answer. Correct? But when I asked the question to Sureka ma'am, the possible answers were only two. Yes or no. Are you from Pune? So Sureka ma'am either yes बोल सकते हैं, yes I am, or no I am not. Correct? That is the basic difference between WH questions and yes and no questions. Whenever we ask WH questions, we start with WH question words, which are what, where, who, how. हम explanatory answer देते हैं. ठीक है? We cannot give yes or no as a response over there. Remember that. But whenever we ask yes or no questions, which usually start with the helping verbs, they have yes or no as a response. Okay, दो ही response दे सकते हैं हम, ज्यादा बड़ा explanatory answer हम नहीं दे सकते हैं यहाँ पर. Clear? Now, next thing that we have over here is how to use our statements with be. Statements with be is nothing. Be is the verb that we are using over here. Be मतलब कोई चीज होना. ठीक है, इट्स अ वेरी बेसिक वर्ब जिसको हम एज इट इज बहुत कम बार यूज करते हैं. इसको हम आइदर चेंज करते हैं इज, एम, आर में एंड यूज करते हैं सेंटेंस में. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन आई से आई एम सुस्मिता, यू आर ईशा, ही इज प्रसाद. करेक्ट? So we are using it as a main verb over here. एंड हम बोल रहे हैं कि कोई चीज है. राइट? आई एम इन पुणे, यू आर एट होम. करेक्ट? सो दैट्स हाउ वी मेक द सेंटेंसेस विद दीज वर्ब्स. आई के साथ में एम यूज होगा, ये हमें ऑलरेडी पता है. यू के साथ में आर यूज होगा. थर्ड पर्सन सिंगुलर ही शी इट के साथ में इज यूज होगा. अभी ही शी इट के जगह पे आई कैन टेक द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्सन ऑल्सो एंड रिफर. ओके, नाउ another thing that you need to know is how to use our possessive adjectives. Now, what do we mean by possessive adjectives? To understand our possessive adjectives, we need to understand what are nouns and pronouns first. Nouns मैंने पहले ही बताया, proper nouns मैंने explain किए थे. Nouns are nothing but the names of people, places, things, ideas. Okay, so when I say laptop, it's a noun. When I say classroom, that's a noun. When I say earphones, it's noun. When I say a student, it's a noun. When I say Isha, again it's a noun. ठीक है? Pronouns क्या होते हैं? Pronouns are nothing but the words that we use to replace these nouns. ठीक है? तो जो अभी हमने यहाँ पर लेफ्ट में देखे, all these are pronouns. Correct? So I can say Isha is in the class or I can say she is in the class. तो ईशा को मैंने रिप्लेस किया she के साथ में. Right? So that became my pronoun over there. So we use these pronouns to replace our nouns. क्योंकि हम वापस वापस ईशा 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 करके मैं नहीं बोल सकती हूँ. So I will say she. Okay. Now, adjectives are used to replace, sorry, adjectives are used to modify our nouns and pronouns. Okay. हमें nouns and pronouns के बारे में और information चाहिए तो हम use करते हैं adjectives. So I can say Isha is in the class, but I can also say Isha is very punctual in the class. Or I can also say Isha is very attentive in the class. Okay. So here, these words, attentive, punctual. If I say Isha is a very punctual student, okay, or Isha is a very intelligent student. So these words, intelligent, punctual, these words become our adjectives, which give us more information about what kind of a student Isha is. ठीक है? अभी वैसे ही एडजेक्टिव्स बहुत सारे रहते हैं. इंटेलिजेंट, स्मार्ट, ये सारे हमारे एडजेक्टिव्स होते हैं. ओके, टॉल, गुड, बेटर, बेस्ट, ये सारे हमारे एडजेक्टिव्स की कैटेगरी में आते हैं. नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज what are possessives. Possessives are nothing but the words that we use to talk about possession or ownership of something. कि कोई चीज किसको belong करती है. For example, if someone asks me whose laptop is this, I will say this is my laptop. Correct? I will say this is my phone. So the words my over here tell me कि like tell us कि ये चीज किसको belong करती है. Right? That is what our possessive adjectives are. There are few words over here which are given, which is my, your, his, her, its, our and their. ये है हमारे possessive adjectives. इनको हम किसके साथ में यूज करेंगे? Noun के साथ में. These are adjectives. Adjectives always qualify nouns. So whenever we use these words in the sentence, we need a noun after it. I cannot say this is my. That will be incorrect English. I will say this is my laptop. This is my phone. This is your phone. That is his phone. That is her phone. That is our phone. And that is their. That is how I will use. Their सिर्फ प्लूरल के लिए यूज होगा. सिंगुलर के लिए यूज नहीं होगा. वन मोर मिस्टेक दैट स्टूडेंट्स मेक यूजुअली इज कि हमें लगता है कि हम जैसे हिंदी में या फिर मराठी में रिस्पेक्ट देने के लिए आप करके बोलते हैं ना, So in English, we do not have any such form. Okay. If it's singular, I will use he, she, it, or the name of that person. Or if it's plural, then I will use their. Their ये word respect देने के लिए singular person के लिए use नहीं होगा. Understood? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question? Any doubt over here?
Yes.
Oh, doubt है कि नहीं है? Yes.
नहीं.
Okay. Okay. Quickly write down the rules. These rules are important for us. You have to remember them. Okay. I wouldn't ask you कि मुझे बताओ first person क्या होता है. But I will take the name again and again कि third person singular के साथ में ये rule है. So that is where you will need to remember कि third person singular क्या होता है. ठीक है? That's what I'm asking. I will not ask you to explain कि बताओ अभी first person क्या होता है. So don't worry about that part. But you will need to remember what are the phrases that I'm referring to. Okay? Tell me once you're done writing.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, next. Write this quickly. Are you done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now quickly write down the rule. Write down this also. And then the rule of
Okay.
possessive adjective.
Ma'am, I want to ask one thing.
Tell me.
This sentence is positive sentence. Okay.
Correct.
Ha.
Hmm.
That he is subject and B is and
Verb.
from the US. US is object.
Yes, correct.
Ha. So from is helping verb.
No, from is a preposition. We are just using it to connect our sentence over here. Okay. Preposition
Okay.
preposition की rules हम आगे जाके देखेंगे. So don't get confused with
Yes,
that as well.
this is.
Is
Don't
the
worry.
verb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Is the main
Yeah,
verb right
yeah.
here.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Done writing this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next,
Yes.
quickly write this down. Okay, done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now take a screenshot of this for homework. You guys are going to solve this exercise. You have to use all the things that we discussed just now. Okay? You have to use
Okay,
possessive
ma'am.
adjectives. You have to use ismr and make the sentences properly. Yeah? Lilia screenshot?
Yes, ma'am. Delia.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Now we'll stop over here for today. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll meet at 7:30 again. Yeah? Any questions,
Okay,
any
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
doubts, anything that you did not understand? As I said, the first unit is
Ma'am,
very, very basic. Tell me.
okay. I want to ask one thing that is
Hmm.
very little doubt.
No
That
problem.
is last.
Hmm.
The day is always come before the noun and after the helping verb.
Which word?
They.
They. The word they.
Yeah.
This one. Correct?
Yeah.
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 Because it's a subject. तो पहला subject आएगा,
Yes.
right? They are in Pune.
Yes.
Correct? तो पहले subject
Okay.
आएगा, फिर
Yeah.
this over here we looked at it, right? पहले subject आएगा,
Yeah.
फिर verb
Subject.
आएगा,
Yeah.
and then object आएगा. So they is the subject over
Yes.
here. They are in Pune. That's how I will say it. Okay?
Yes. That is the foundation of sentence. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we follow that rule. ठीक है? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any
Yes,
more
ma'am.
doubts?
Thank you.
No problem. We'll meet tomorrow then at 7:30.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye
ma'am.
bye.
Chalo, bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Good night,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you, ma'am.
Bye. No problem. Good night.